Hi Capricorn, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your messages for the 7th through the 13th. Let's get right into this. So we have the Gemini new moon solar eclipse on Thursday the 10th, and that's on the heels of that May 26th lunar eclipse. This energy is going to be conjunct Mercury retrograde, square Neptune, along with Saturn square Uranus. It's going to feel very destabilizing for many of us, and you guys are having this new moon eclipse in your 6th house. Mercury retrograde is in your 6th house. Then we have that eclipse squaring Neptune, Mercury retrograde squaring Neptune. That Neptune energy is in your 3rd house. And then finally, the last thing I'm going to be talking about is that Saturn square Uranus between your 2nd and your 5th house. So we're going to get into this. We're just going to talk about calling out the energy for what it is and just saying, you know what, it's not going to last. But we have to understand very, very confusing time. So let's pull some energies on the astrology right now. First we have Count Your Blessings. This first deck I'm using is the Divine Energy Oracle. Count Your Blessings is the first one up. Do all things in moderation. Focus on success. Refine your attention. Yeah, so this is very sort of like moderation, focus, refine, moderate. Be grateful, all of that stuff. This is the thing is, the way it's hitting you, Capricorn, with the 6th house energy, let's understand what the 6th house is. Because a lot of times we just go right into, oh, it's your day-to-day work environment, right? But the 6th house is also assessing the use that we make of our power, our energy, our capabilities, right? It's the correlation between your inner world of your mind and the feelings in the outer world that you engage with. So it really is this idea of your inner world and your outer world, and in the same way, it sort of is this understanding of the connection between the body-mind connection, right? Understanding that though. This also, yes, it does address how you approach work and your relationships to coworkers, but at the same time, it's also health issues of all sorts. It's the nature of physical problems and the underlying psychological significance of certain illnesses that need to be looked at, right? So now we have this eclipse happening here. Now, because it's your day-to-day work environment, it's your day-to-day mundane existence, it has to do with your mental, physical, emotional health, all of that stuff. With the solar eclipse happening there, you say, well, wait a minute, isn't that supposed to bring gifts? And yes, it's going to, but not yet. It's just, I'm keeping it real. Not yet, because Mercury is retrograde, super powerful this time around because of the square to Neptune. So the eclipse and Mercury retrograde are both square in Neptune, which happens to be in your 3rd house of communication, signing on the bottom line, doing business as, situations going on with your siblings, situations going on with your neighborhood, your neighbors, anything having to do with learning something new, anything having to do with social media, all modes of communication. I always kind of throw in like 3rd house and 9th house energy, like that axis has to do with negotiation, right? And then that Saturn squaring Uranus, that's going to be culminating, we're going to talk about it, but that's going to be culminating on the 14th, which is actually the day after this time period covers, but that's going to be happening between your 2nd house of money and your 5th house of, I'm going to say, fun, children, romance. 2nd house is not only money, it's also everything that you value. So we're going to talk about that a little more specifically because this is a general reading, so I like to give as much information as I can so you can connect it best you can to your life. Guys, and always make sure you want to check your rising sign, moon sign, and Venus sign. And we're going to be pulling for the general energies having to do with the astrology. Then we'll go into relationship. Then we'll go into career and money. And I will timestamp below in the description box for those. Also, you will find that 20% off code for my June special for those of you who might be interested in working with me privately. Okay. So we've Count Your Blessings, Inner Child, Never-Ending Story. Capricorn, even though it's like the 6th house energy, 3rd house, dealing with other people, I feel like a lot of this experience is going to be happening for you psychologically. A lot of energy is going to be happening psychologically. I feel like for many, many of you, it's going to end up manifesting that way. I just do. I mean, look, just keeping it real before we even get into this. Very, very, very confusing time. It just is, right? But what's weird here too, and I'm saying weird because I really do think it's weird when I recognize this, we have some fixed stars that are going to give us this very palatable kind of self-confidence and courage, but also a tendency towards recklessness and belligerence. And we're not the only one, like we're all going through it, right? And dare I say even like treachery, right? So what's really needed here in all of this confusion, so what's needed here over the next few months is caution and honesty, right? Because understand that we're all going through it, and everybody approaches these energies from a very different space. People who don't really understand what's going on may not be responding very well. So we have several things going on, right? We have this eclipse, right, which is shining this focus and wanting to make change in this sixth house for you, right? Having to do with that day-to-day experience. Just level your damn life up, right? Have things go really well at work. Feel really good about what you're doing. Be on point with your health and all of that. But we have the Mercury retrograde, which I feel like is the biggest power player in this energy. Even though we deal with Mercury retrograde half the time anyway, this is a very powerful one because of its square to Neptune. It's going to cause confusion, deception, insecurity, misunderstanding. Distorted thinking can easily complicate discussions and business dealings, particularly because of that Neptune energy in the third house, because third house is also doing business for you. Okay, so it's important to understand that even little white lies could lead to major embarrassment or the need for more convoluted cover-ups. And I don't feel like it would be coming from you. I feel like you would be receiving it. So you have to have your spidey senses turned on. Absolutely, right? And that eclipse is also squaring Neptune. So this could have a very weakening effect on your energy, particularly because you have the sixth house involved. So you want to make sure that you are taking really good care of yourself. You could feel really challenged to feel motivated and enthusiastic about anything, especially anything that you have to throw in your energy to work hard. It'll be easier for you to have fun, but harder for you to work, right? Events and other people can cause confusion and disappointment. You might feel insecure. You might feel guilty about something. You might feel apologetic about something. Personal relationships can be subject to dishonesty and deception here as well. So again, watch out for that feeling gullible. Watch out for not being honest. Watch out for other people not being honest. That gullible issue is like, just keeps coming around for me. Now, a little later on in the week, on the 14th, but you guys are going to be feeling it before this anyway, this Saturn square Uranus, this is going to be a big deal. It's happening already, but it's climaxing on the 14th. And this is going to bring very restrictive change or unexpected restrictions to this energy. It can bring change that you don't want. It also makes it harder to make the kind of changes that you do want. I'm not looking to be negative. I just want to let you know the energies are going to be a little trippy for you right now. So you have Saturn in your second house. Second house is money that you make from the work that you do. It's ruled by Venus, right? It's Taurus's house. So it's your self-esteem, your sense of self-worth and self-value, and everything that matters to you, from the roof over your head, the food in your mouth, all of that, okay? And it's going to be squared, which means in tension with your fifth house. Fifth house has to do with your hobbies, your creativity, falling in love, love affairs, how you connect with your partner on a Monday through Sunday, children, entrepreneurial efforts. So if we have an obvious way, could be maybe you want to start your own business, but you don't have the money. Or you're in business, but you're having challenges with that money. Or second house, what matters to you? Maybe you really want to have children, but it's squaring that fifth house and you're not able to have children right now, right? So it could be anything like this. So you really want to go on that vacation because you just want to go on that vacation, but you don't have the money right now. Anything where that's going to be this tension that you're feeling already, again, but it's going to kind of culminate on the 14th. And I just want you to be ready for it because there is a way to mitigate it. Stay open-minded, stay patient, stay flexible, and really, above all things, say, this is all temporary. It's not going to last. What ends up rolling out now is going to have 6-month rollout consequences, but this energy of confusion is not going to last. Okay, I hope that was clear. So we have count your blessings being clarified by your inner child, okay? So count your blessings, always a good piece of advice, obviously. And that's being clarified by your inner child. Really looking at your default, right? What is your default setting? because whatever it is, it seems to be a never-ending story. And inner child always has to do with something having to do with, your experiences earlier on. Yeah, we don't like to look at those things because I know a lot of people like, what's the point? Can't go back and fix that. Can't go back, it's done. Toothpaste is out of the tube, right? It's done. What's the point? Well, there is a point to it, because a lot of times what our earlier experiences, and I'm not only talking about childhood, even earlier work experiences, situations in relationships, whatever, it ends up coloring the way we see things moving forward. And it's not that you should sit around and lament those things, but there's a lot of benefit to at least recognizing, how do you deal with conflict because of your past experiences? How do you deal with responsibility? How do you deal with becoming a we in a partnership, right? All of that. Something needs to be looked at there during this retrograde. And a lot of you are going to be going through that, right? Again, because the Mercury retrograde is bringing a lot of things up from the past. And remember, the 6th house works opposite. It's on the same axis with the 12th house of the subconscious. So a lot of you are going to be doing a lot of digging up, a lot of reflecting, a lot of remembering. And then we have clarifying the never-ending story. We have the Emperor. I love this. This is very powerful. Yes, take control. And honestly, not in a maniacal way, but this is about recognizing a situation, being able to conform to it with a lot of determination, discrimination, and leadership ability. It's Aries. It's like, let's do this different, fresh eyes, fresh path, new perspective. You're all about it. You're all about it. Because right now you're calling yourself out. And this is for good or bad, Capricorn. This is for good or bad, meaning, say good or bad. It's always for good, really. That's really what I'm getting. Meaning you're recognizing what do you allow people to get away with? Where do you maybe get in your own way? I think like you and 2 other signs are getting that very heavy for me. That's why this solidifies the energy that I'm feeling, where I feel like a lot of you are going to be feeling this a lot more introspectively, a lot more having to do with that subconscious energy. It makes sense anyway. That 6th house is opposite the 12th. But doing all things in moderation is being clarified by home. Okay, it's being modified by home. So when we're talking about home, what are we talking about? Physical home, buying a home, selling a home, doing work on your home. Who do you live with? Moving in, moving out, anything that could surround home, or the idea of feeling grounded, rooted, safe, secure. Home also, because it's a Cancer energy, Cancer rules our early childhood experience. So because it's next to inner child, you might be feeling a lot of, I don't know, almost like epiphanies about why you do what you do. Again, I'm not looking to get a lot of people complain that I pull out that PhD hat and I go to psychologists on everybody, and I'm not looking to be dogmatic. I'm not, but I want to read the energies that I'm getting here, where there is going to be, I feel like, this reflection, but you want to make sure you temper it and you sort of moderate it. Because look, man, you're growing. Beautiful. This regeneration energy and it's transformation. This is a scorpionic energy. So this is about recognizing that something needs to change, and that you're all about it, though. You're all about letting go of the negativity. We have that being clarified by the devil. This is a shackling energy. You feel shackled to something, shackled to that relationship, right? You might, if it has to do with relationship, a difficult relationship is indicated here. You might have a controlling partner. Somebody might be there could be a lust over love situation where there's an affair, some sort of codependent patterning, anything like that. Or you feel like you are, some of you may be in this space where you feel like you're very connected still, because you have to be, to either a home or a property of something that keeps you tied to the past because of financial dependence. Could certainly be that. Some of you are in this space, if you're resonating with home as your ability to feel grounded, rooted, and safe and secure. You might be working in a very toxic work environment. Domineering boss, really, we all know what that is. Toxic work environment. I don't think I need to explain that. So really it's about, okay, wait a minute. Because when we have regeneration in the devil and do all things in moderation, it's like, okay, hold on. I have to really pull in the reins here, especially because you have this in your 6th house, your day-to-day. I have to pull the reins in. I have to figure out, first of all, what's real, what's not, and what can I change, and what can't I? really having a very clear idea of what that is and focusing on moving forward, focusing on success. It's very interesting because even though I feel like you guys are going to be doing reflective work, it's only going to be to learn from and release, because I do feel like you're very future focused. You're very, very future focused in this energy. So we have clarifying focus on success. We have victim consciousness that's being clarified by to the sea. So you're doing a lot of thinking here. The to the sea is a nice energy, right? Because look at, she's sitting there. The past is acknowledged, the future is acknowledged, right? She's just sitting on top of her emotions, doing something else, busying herself in something else. She's not allowing herself to fully engage in anything. She's just chilling, right? And the victim consciousness is, where do you feel like, for good or bad, you've had to martyr yourself for a situation to work? Do you feel like you need to do that? And this is you saying, all right, I need to get a lay of the land. Right? I just feel like that. She's very focused on a new beginning. This is great. This is auspicious for all areas of your life. New beginning, new enterprise, new project, new relationship, setting up a new family. This is an energy of virility. So, if you're looking to have a new baby or, start a new relationship, anything, that new creative endeavor, any sort of new motivation. So you're very focused on, oh my gosh, I just have this very clear vision in my mind's eye of you almost compartmentalizing, going through stuff and it's like, nope, don't need that anymore. Nope, nope. Okay, focused on success. Okay, this, and okay, what am I not willing to sell myself out on anymore, right? We have refine your attention. Yeah. That's so hard to do in this energy. So, of course, a Capricorn, you guys are so flippin' smart. You guys could do it. All right. But a lot of it is just going to be the planning phase. You know what I mean? Refine your attention by doing research, figuring things out in a very pragmatic way. But don't be in too much of a hurry to actually roll something out. Not that you can't launch things, not that you can't do certain things, of course, always read the fine print and all of that stuff, everything that we always say. But I feel like it's more like you're refining your attention that's clarified by the love. So you're really getting down and dirty with yourself about what is it that you want, either in relationship, in career, in friendships, out of that family situation. You want to feel loved. You want to give love. You want there to be reciprocity. You are not looking to be anybody's bitch. You're not looking to be anybody's victim. No, you don't want to do it anymore. Oh man, I love this. Look at that. We have chop wood here. Chop wood means do nothing. If you can't figure something out right now, just do nothing. Because you're going to be in the space, again, of reevaluating. But there's going to be purpose here. You need to reevaluate your expectations and see what you want to do, or if what you expect is a realistic possibility. You want to be super careful of rigid thinking or martyrdom, going back to that victim consciousness card, right? Or needing to victimize yourself, or, needing to sacrifice something in order to make it work, where you're not recognizing your own needs, because you might be dealing with this kind of energy showing up in somebody that you're dealing with. But you have to see if some kind of fantasy or false narrative isn't being held on to right now. You want to look things over with a lot of honesty and see if you can liberate yourself from a situation that's not able. It's not able to ultimately give you what it is that you want. So there's got to be a lot of love involved, and something where when you sit back, you're like, yeah, I'm comfortable with that. I don't feel like I'm going to have to sacrifice what it is that I ultimately want in the long run just in order to make this work. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I see for the energy of this eclipse. I hope that was helpful to some of you. Now we're going to get into relationship, okay? Let's get into relationship. New life. Hello. Okay. New life. Selling out. Didn't I just say not to do that? Not saying that you are, but I feel like it's something that you might have felt like you were dealing with. Okay. Take the lead. Yeah. Yeah. New life. Take the lead. This idea of selling out. 11th house, friends. It's not only friends. 11th house is also, what's your 5-year plan? What's your 10-year plan? Where you going? What are you doing? What are you doing? No, but like literally, it's your goals and gains. It's the house of goals and gains, right? So obviously that's important if you're in a relationship, if you're looking to move forward with somebody. And it's opposite that 5th house energy, right? Which is where Uranus is, and there's a lot of change going on there. Capricorn. Sometimes you give me these readings, I gotta have to pull a lot of qualifiers on this because I think I'm gonna feel left hanging. We have the 7 of Pentacles here. 7 of Pentacles is a great energy, right? I always feel like it's where the world for the world and the 3 of the Trinity kind of meet on Earth in order to start a new cycle in your life. It's about hard work paying off, but you have to be very patient. There's a lot of potential here, but you're not going to feel it right away. Right? You're not going to feel it right away. It's not going to be, you have to be very patient, and that's clarifying this new life. Then we have the beautiful 6 of Wands. Love it. And this is feelings being shared, well received, very positive communication coming in that can lead to a deepening of connection. And this is also very good news in any aspect of your relationship, any aspect of love, of your life, but it does seem like something needs to end. Something needs to end. I mean, the 10 of Swords is that something where there's a history, and the finality and the release of something ends up ending a very frustrating and very stressful time period for you, even if it's painful for you. At least it's done. It's like the Band-Aid's been ripped off. The Band-Aid's been ripped off. But I see you being appreciated by somebody else. Very interesting, because we have the selling out. Selling out is being clarified by the 7 of Wands. Yeah. So Capricorn, look, I mean, this is some Mars and Leo energy, right? And we're selling out. Clarifying this is the challenge within a relationship where you're in this space where you feel like you're doing everything to make this relationship work, right? Fighting for it, at least temporarily, right? Trying to figure it out. But in figuring it out, Capricorn, you were selling yourself out. Because the big question is, are you dealing with an energy who would return that level of loyalty? Wow. We have the 6 of Cups, nostalgia, the past. Some of you are going to be reconciling with somebody. Others of you are going to be reconciling particular aspects of a past relationship that you still need to heal. And you need to really kind of work on that. A lot of you are going to be doing that, recognizing that you've suffered mistreatment in the past and really trying to reconcile what really happened there, but yet missing. There's still a lot of missing here. You still have a lot of desire for somebody. We have the 9 of Wands. So, right, even though you're exhausted and even though you have the perseverance to see it through and you're feeling defensive and you might be in a negative mindset right now about the relationship, you still have fire in your belly for them. Don't beat yourself up if you do. It does seem like that, though. We have take the lead, being clarified by 6 of Swords, moving away from the toxicity and detaching. Really very necessary. This moving on energy, it's necessary here. Moving on, detaching, time apart, at least taking a break from the relationship. And this allows some space for you to do some internal work. And we have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is a very interesting energy because this is somebody, you know, if this is you, right? This is, first of all, you being very smart with your time and your efforts, and making sure that whatever, if you're going to give somebody your energy, make sure that it's worth it in a really honest way, right? You want to make sure. Now, some of you may be dealing with a Knight of Pentacle energy, and that's somebody who's, you're going to know. You're going to know, because I know a lot of Capricorns are not dealing with that, with this type of energy that I'm working with. But many of you are, where somebody might be loyal and dependable, and they show up in all the great ways, and they look fabulous on paper, but they might be a little boring, or not very communicative, or just not as excited about life as you are, right? And that might be like, if only kind of thing, right? Where they might lack the excitement to kind of keep your heart alive for the long term in a really satisfying way. But it does depend on where you're at, because they can be your rock. Some of you just might be looking for that. Some of you might be saying, you know what? I'm leaving this because boring sounds perfect right now. As long as they're good, as long as they know what it means to be somebody's rock, I'll take it. Page of Wands is a tricky energy. It really is. First of all, if this is you expressing yourself. But if you're dealing with this kind of energy, this is somebody who gets bored easily, likes to play around, is kind of very emotionally immature in relationship. Remember, the page is the young'un of the court, and the wands indicate it's a phallic symbol as well. So there can be a certain level of immaturity. So some of you may be leaving somebody like that so that you could go find somebody else who's maybe a little more solid. So we have this idea of 11th house, where it is that you see yourself going. You know where you see yourself going? Happy. You want to travel into happy. You want to travel into manifesting your wishes. You want to travel into, this can indicate a new romance. It's feeling connected to your own heart. This is a Jupiter energy. It's Jupiter in Pisces. This is old tensions dissolving into waters from the past. The 11th house is the home of Aquarius, which is ruled by Uranus. It's about the future. Move it on. Some of you might even be connecting with somebody online. Well, then you're going to be in this space. It's like, what to do? You have to think, because you're in an emotional stalemate. You need to make a decision. You want to protect yourself. The situation's not going away. So you have to stand your ground, say what you think, say what you feel, all of that stuff. But you have to make a decision. And then we have the King of Wands here. Don't doubt yourself. This is a great time for you to express yourself and go after what you want in relationship, but you don't want to allow the idea of perfectionism to get in the way. You bring all that you need to the table. It's going to be well received. And if you're feeling like somebody is not going to receive it well, then they're not even worth it, because I'm feeling a sense of vulnerability here for some reason. So we have the Lover's energy, 5 of Wands, 4 of Wands, all right. This is what I'm getting. I know a lot of you are not going to like this. This is the thing. I see, if those of you who are in a relationship where you feel like you're selling out, there's going to be a conversation. The Lover's energy is always about a conversation, because it's a choice. Are you guys going to work at the relationship together so that you can create a family together, have a life together, create a life together? 10 of Pentacles is very much about legacy, family, all of that means. Let's move in together. Let's get a house together. Let's have a baby. Let's get married. All of that stuff. Focusing on those energies, but there's something where there's conflict, right? I mean, there's definitely this battle of the wills, lack of agreement, strong opinion, Saturn and Leo energy, fighting to be heard, and that ends up inciting this energy where it's like, I don't know what to do, right? This is where Neptune kicks in. This is Neptune energy. You're trying to get a different perspective, but at the same time, you're recognizing that in order for you to have this 4 of Wands energy, in order for you to have a strong foundation, in order for this relationship to work, you're going to likely have to sacrifice something that matters a lot to you. And you have to figure out how you feel about that, Capricorn. Yeah, and you know what? The bottom line is, I mean, I could pull cards all day long. I don't feel like there's going to be an absolute, right. Hello, this is it. We have the Ace of Pentacles clarified by the 9 of Swords. there's going to just, I could keep pulling cards. We're going to keep getting confused. So I feel like the energy just has to sort of pass this week. And we're going to see what we get next time. The Ace of Pentacles, nice energy, right? Happiness, contentment, getting what you desire, all of that on the one end, but then on the other end, creating an unbelievable amount of anxiety and overwhelm and depression, and you not responding well to the external stress because your way out of something or through something or to deal with the situation is not making you feel good. You can't see it. It's very difficult for you to be in what it is. So it's the kind of thing where, okay, this is what I'm feeling. It's almost like you like the story of a situation. You like the narrative that rolls out in your head regarding this person, this relationship. You don't want to have to start over. You don't want to have to go meet somebody. You don't want to have to do all of that hassly stuff, right? It could be that. But at the same time, you know damn well that this is not something that is serving your highest good. At least not the way as it is now. At least not as it is now. You might be dealing with somebody who's got a little bit of narcissistic tendencies going on here. Very specific message, guys. Don't try to make it fit. If it's not your reading, maybe we'll get you next time, okay? All right, let's get right into pulling some energies for career/money. Be of service. Aquarius, thinking about the future. Another 11th house energy. How funny is that? Future. Yeah, that was when I was meditating before I put the camera on for you. That was the energy that I got. You guys are just very focused on the future. You're acknowledging the past because you know there's value in that, but you're not holding on to that. You just want things to be better. You know, we have this yang energy, self-sabotage, be of service, Aquarius, I know. All right. Let's see. No, I'm not feeling that deck. I'm not feeling it. Let's do Tarot de la Nuit for you guys. See what's going on. Money/career with our Capricorn friends. We have Saturn in the second house there, and we have Uranus in your fifth. Something is going to be coming to a culmination point the day after this reading on the 14th, guys. Just pay attention to the energies that roll out that day. There's going to be some sort of tension between what matters to you, the second house, and either relationship, entrepreneurial effort, something to do with, there could even be some sort of expense having to do with your children, could kind of be anything like that. So we have clarifying yang, we have the Seven of Pentacles. So first of all, the yang is passion, motivation, going after something, feeling a very heightened sense of awareness regarding something. And we have this working with the Seven of Pentacles. Lots of hard work, lots of patience, awesome potential for success. Whatever the situation is, don't give up. You're almost there. Your future self is going to thank you. Beautiful. Some of you might be getting into some sort of new, either career, new job, new project, something new that's really speaking to you. This is a very creative energy as well, and something that you want to work on coming to fruition. Beautiful. And then we have your wish fulfillment energy. Beautiful. So the tension can be problem solving. Please understand that. There could be, again, because Uranus is in that fifth house, there's some sort of shocking surprise, right? But Saturn, what we like about Saturn is, Saturn in that second house, you're going to have to work at something, which is, I feel like, why you got that Seven of Pentacles. You're going to have to work at something, but it's going to be so worth it for you. Now, we have clarifying self-sabotage. We have to look at the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles is this energy of being very focused on security, protecting yourself, really watching your finances, being very, very focus on kind of holding your money, right? So this, for some of you are going to resonate what I'm about to say. You have to spend money to make money. Some of you are going to resonate with it like that. You want to make sure that you're not holding onto your money so tight right now that you're inhibiting your ability to actually make more money in a healthy way, right? You understand, like through investment, anything like that. Also maybe in, spending some money to get additional training, going back to school, something like that. You want to make sure that you don't get in your own way by being too overprotective, right? So you want to be careful of that. Clarifying the Three of Pentacles, we have the Three of Wands, so the Four of Pentacles, right? So we have this idea that something new is coming in, first of all. Very, very clear to me. This is one of the good fortune energies. This is about thriving business, a very busy, intense energy, making very important connections right now, moving on to realize your plans. But you may be dealing with something very different than you've been. So you might be dealing with unconventional people or unconventional situation, but whatever it is, it's going to end up being a good thing. Don't be too scared of it, because it's really actually very good. Beautiful. I love that we got the Nine of Pentacles here. This is about accomplishment and success in any sort of independent endeavor that you're trying to take on. So I really feel like I'm speaking very, very loudly to the people who out there who are doing their own jam, right? You're some sort of entrepreneurial effort. You have your own something. Maybe you're doing investments, buying and selling, something like that. Anything where you're trying to get something out there. But this is about a financial reward for your efforts. Really, really nice. And what I like about the Nine of Pentacles too, besides the fact that it's the number of productivity, it's an integration of body, mind, and spirit, which I feel like you guys are just going to be doing, or you're going to be working on anyway, because of that sixth house energy with the eclipse. So we have be of service. We have the Five of Pentacles, okay, being clarified by the Emperor. Okay, very interesting. So some of you might be feeling very tested in the area of resources with this Five of Pentacles, or you might have a very strong fear of financial issues, right? There's definitely this lack mentality between the Four of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles coming up here. You're scared about money. You want to consider a new option that's going to help you to see a way forward. And I feel like for a lot of you, it's really focusing on either a new business plan, a new opportunity, a new job, a new strategy, a new approach, right? That's just very much the Emperor energy. It's Aries, it's Mars, it's that warrior energy, right? And then we have the Hangman. So kind of like the subtext to all of this can be the fact that things just seem really unclear right now to you in this area. So if so, hold back on signing any contracts or dealing with any legal matters. Things might be going on here that you're not yet aware of, but you intuitively vibe it, right? So you could experience some delays, but ultimately you're protected. So if there's a delay or something's not working out, you just say, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, angels. Thank you. Rejection is protection. Delays are a protection as well. It does seem like something is beautiful rolling out for you right now. We have clarifying the future here for you. Beautiful. We have the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is a great energy because in astrology, this is Gemini and Cancer. So this is about recognizing something that's going to bring you security. Gemini is all about doing business. Gemini is all about communicating, any sort of putting something out there, right? And it's going to end up inciting a lot of security for you. Clarifying the Queen of Cups, we do have the Two of Wands, another excellent energy. Overall, great opportunities are on the way, allowing for you to level up, right? Allowing you start a rise, making plans, moving forward, right? Gaining influence because of your approach to something. But there are two aspects to the situation that you're going to be dealing with, and you have to figure out which is the best one that's going to maximize your skill set the most. And then we have the beautiful Four of Wands. This is great energy, man. For your this is about freedom and creativity and bringing you a strong foundation and a lot of success. Very celebratory vibe. Your talents being acknowledged. This is just really beautiful energy of flourishing. So I'm not even touching this. This is just good, good, and good. Just remember, don't allow your fear of taking a risk to sabotage your ability to kind of move forward in something, because the energy looks really beautiful on the other side of this. So go Capricorn. All right, that's what I have for you, my friends, this week. I will see you next time. Have a beautiful, beautiful eclipse. All right, take care. Bye-bye.